Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be discussing the markets on Monday. Of course, we're kind of a review from last week. We did cover five dividend stocks that are coming out this month or this week. So if you did buy into them, Mondays were Delta and Aflac. So you would have had to have bought them on Friday to be available and have the ex-dividend for today. So if you did make that purchase in the Delta, congratulations, and in Aflac as well. Wednesday, two of them on Wednesday, Triple M and Hershey's, their ex-dividend is Wednesday, so you do need to purchase them on tomorrow, on Tuesday, and Johnson & Johnson is Friday. So those are five stocks that are, there's three more remaining for the week that you can still buy into, and those are really good companies. So anyways, on to today's activity. NASDAQ down 0.05% today. So I didn't see a lot of hype in the markets today as far as like the NASDAQ having a lot of, I didn't think it would be so in the negative. I was tracking FinViz this morning, taking a look at it. I was asking my friends, my other investors out there, hey, how are your stocks doing today? And overall, it was 50-50, You either did really good today or you did really bad today. You can see that the FANG stocks, Facebook, Amazon, let's see, where is Amazon? I think Amazon's right here. Yes, okay, Amazon's are the services. So all the FANG, the acronym, they all went down today. So they basically took the NASDAQ along with them. So S&P 500 had a gain of 0.12%. Dow Jones up 0.13%. That is great. My portfolio, I like to judge and base my portfolio. The S&P 500 has an average of 7 to 9% gain per year, along with its dividend payout. Well, that is what I'm trying to beat. Now, I am not a professional investor by any means, but I do like to look for investments that I think will beat the S&P 500. That's always a good thing to beat, because if you're not beating the S&P 500, you might as well be investing in the S&P 500. So, my platform or my portfolio, I do like to try and aim in between the Dow Jones and the S&P 500, because my portfolio does offer more. The S&P 500 does have a higher return than the Dow Jones, but my portfolio at the same time has a higher dividend yield than the S&P 500, so I like to kind of balance it out. So S&P 500 up 0.12, Dow Jones up 0.13, Russell 2000 up or down 0.07. So our losers of the day were the NASDAQ and Russell, and the winners of the day were Dow Jones and S&P 500. Now, of course, taking a look at this, it's 50-50 across the market. You can see that telecommunications, or technology, they were basically 50-50 in here. A lot of red, a lot of green. Same with some of these services and different sectors. So of course, I like to base my portfolio off how the market did, that Dow Jones and the S&P 500, and actually had a great day today. Oh, not great in a sense, but I believe any day that I have a gain of 0.25 or higher is a good win-win for me. So today I did beat the S&P 500. I did beat the Dow Jones. So I had an increase of 0.45% during trading hours. In the morning time, I did have a nice lead, and then it did dip around 10 o'clock down back to 0%, and then kind of took off. So it did trend back down a little bit in the afternoon, and then kind of picked back up towards the end. But so during trading hours, I had an increase of 0.45, and then after trading hours, I had an increase of an additional 0.03%. Now, my big winners in my portfolio for the day was AbbVie, Cisco, and Realty Corp. I think those are my Paychex. So those are my big four winners. So I had quite a bit more green than red. ADP's been cutting, it hasn't been cutting me. I'm still. Actually, I think I'm a little bit below return on ADP, but I'm not worried. Of course, I get that dividend payout, which is all I really care about. Cisco, this one, for some reason, they met their earnings, but they took a bit of a spill. Look at this spill right here. They had a nice 1.35, then shot down all the way down to the negative almost 4.9, negative 4.9 before picking back up. Now, they did meet their earnings. They had an earnings of 0.61 expected, and they actually met 0.61 expected. Now, the reason for this decline was mainly for their switch and routers. They had a loss of sales of about 6%, which made a lot of investors out there kind of jump or get scared of the stock. But the way Cisco is going in the future, they're primarily aiming at as like kind of going towards security. Being in the infrastructure and network myself in the communications field, buying routers and switches every year doesn't come out of, it's not something that companies normally would do. You buy a router and you buy a switch, you're going to use it for 3 to 5 years at least. And unless you're doing lots of acquisitions and opening new stores, you're not going to be buying switches and routers constantly. And that's not a good, healthy, what's the word? You're not going to get the same amount of earnings or revenue per year for your routers and switches. So they're kind of trading up and they're going more in the security way. So Cisco Prime and some other services they're going to start to offer. It's going to start bringing, I believe that their earnings are going to start increasing here in the future. Their dividend yield is really nice at a 3.49. I believe I bought it a little bit less than that. Let's see, total return is minus 73. So right now their yield is much higher, or a little bit higher than what I bought into them. I would actually like to average down on them, and I believe once I do get paid, then I will be averaging down. But right now I don't have the funds available, but I do have some dividends coming in on Thursday, and that's the last dividend pay of August. So once I do get this $33, I may buy like an additional share of Cisco if it is down, to kind of average down on my initial cost. So overall, my portfolio did do very well today compared to the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, which is something that I like to look at daily. So how did your portfolio do today? Were you one of the growth investors that have a lot of NASDAQ stocks in your portfolio? Did you take a bit of a hit today? Go ahead and leave a comment in the comments below letting me know. Otherwise, if you are a dividend investor out there, how did your portfolio do? I'm always interested in other dividend investors, because I'm not a growth investor, so I am a dividend investor. So I do like to learn from other dividend investors what you guys invest in, what you guys look at in dividend stocks, and I'll go ahead and show my strategy here in the future. But I am putting out different financial 101 videos and stock market videos, which will cover a lot of my dividend kind of tracking and what I do in my dividend investing portfolio. So of course, that is it for this video. I do want to thank you for watching up until this point, and if you did like the video, hit the like button below, and please subscribe for future financial videos. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and this video will be sort of a release for Tuesday along with the other video I just put out recently. Wednesday is my X dividends coming up next week video, so stay tuned for that. And of course, if you have any questions or want to say hello, please leave that in the comments below, and I will always reply back to you. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.